This one's more complicated. Goes like this. Not this. Do not repeat after me. Okay. Put down the camera. No moment will be captured. That's your line. Put down the camera. No moment will be captured. Great. The second one. Not every sentence needs a hammer. Not every protest has a banner. Not every sentence needs a hammer. Not every protest has a banner. Great. Let me tune this. There we go. Do you look at those headlines, crying out for attention? Oh, everyone's a thriller, everyone's a killer when you're looking into dimensions. And on paper, we're a failure, but in the flesh we are all kings. A ruler of all the lies within. Layers upon layers of skin. And even when my eyes are closed, I am not in darkness. But the mind's a TARDIS, and this door opens to a memory. Plays it back in slow motion. This one opens to a blank canvas. This one opens out to the ocean. Here's your time. Put down the camera. No moment will be captured. Not every sentence needs a hammer. Not every protest has a banner. So don't give me who you're trying to be. I like the one you're trying to hide. The one who gets me every time. I'm watching out the corner of my eye, and I guess that's why the stillness sounds above the words being said. I know my loudest noise I can make in my chest is no match for the voice in my head. It says, how do you live inside a moment when it ceases as soon as it comes? When it's over before it's begun. And how come those mountain paths we swore would never let us pass? But these grains of sand here in our hands, looks like nothing here was built to last. Put down the camera. No moment will be captured. Not every sentence needs a hammer. Not every protest has a banner. Does fear of dying become the disease? Is it still right just to live and breathe? 'Cause if you believe what you read, then every footstep climbs a ladder. Every photo needs to flatter. Every moment needs to matter. Every protest needs a banner. But let's lay out every coin we've got, you know. Every slot is a ballot box. Zero ménage Raphael's history. Show me where's the dot on the line. When in defense of her dignity, she stood up to her father for the first time. See resistance lurks beneath the surface and barely gets a mention. But when it catches, it burns like a furnace. So you wanna be paying attention. One more time. Put down the camera. No moment will be captured. Not every sentence needs a hammer. step climbs a ladder. Not every protest has a banner. I'm going to quickly play this last song. I know it's hot and I know it's kind of getting late. Thanks so much for having me and Julia here, and thanks for coming out. So this song I wrote about when I moved out of London. I went straight into the quaint small village just outside of Winchester, which is a very stark change from East London, and we didn't really fit in, let's say. Just say that. And one day when we had just moved in, and a woman came knocking on the door and she said, I would like to write about, welcome you to the village in the village newsletter. I said, oh, that's quite nice. And she said, what's your name and what do you do? Wait, hang on. She didn't. She was very posh. So she didn't sound like that. But she said, what's your name, what do you do? I said, oh, my name's Ruth and I'm a musician. And she didn't know quite what to make of that. I think there was predominantly not musicians in that village. But she, and then my female partner came to the door and she said, oh, what's your name? What do you do? She said, oh, my name's Ali. I'm an organic farmer and a child psychotherapist. She said, yes, then what do you do? And we're both just scared of posh people. And so she said, gardener. Which wasn't really true. And then my boyfriend came to the door, who was very, very jolly, very lovely, jolly guy. Also the only black guy in a 10-mile radius at least. And she said, what's your name or what do you do? And he said, oh, hi, my name's Wayne. I'm in between jobs. And she literally, her face sort of spasmed slightly and she went, okay, great. And left. And about a week later, we got the village newsletter through the door. I'm very intrigued to see what she'd written. She said, we welcome Ruth and Alison and Wayne to the village. 3 teachers from London. It's like, we don't have a voice to read here. Okay. But I did later get accepted as a musician when she asked me if I could play at the Village Fete, and I couldn't because I was opening up for the amazing folk artist Arnida Franco, whose label I'm on and whose support I'm getting a lot of these days, which is great. So I was opening for her at the London Palladium and couldn't make the Village Fete. So I explained and she was like, oh, okay. And I think at that point I got kind of a little notoriety. And she said, well, maybe you can write a song for the village. And I looked at her and I thought, yes, I think I could write a song for the village. She said, maybe you could come and play it at the village hall. Yeah, I said, I think I could do that. Thanks, Jude. Oh, yeah. And so I did. And I did. And then the 3 of us quickly moved out of the village. Thanks so much. This song's called Barbed Fence. The Itchen runs from Cheriton to the big blue sea, and I walk along from Abington into Martinworthy. And I've walked it all, and in all it's almost 30 miles in length. And all the way along it runs a barbed wire fence. Dams and flies on either side, racing round the river's edge. There are water holes for waterfalls among the watercress. A flash of kingfisher, a look, a little dipper, there where the river bends. In the clover just over the barbed wire fence. The stretches of this river bank parcelled up for rent. You get a little wooden fishing hut and a little wooden bench. And after VAT and your license fee, you pay a small percent. It goes towards the upkeep of the barbed wire fence. Oh, a buttercup, I'm coming up. A buttercup, I'm coming up. Oh, buttercup, I'm coming up. Oh, buttercup, I'm coming up. I'm coming up, buttercup, I'm coming up. 'Cause the men I rent from, the other men, do not give their consent to outsiders, and there's a sign that to remind us at every 100 steps. It says the penalty incurred will be your personal expense. In the event you should ascend a barbed wire fence. But I am a marching band, and I descend from coal miners and pearl divers, and I learn from them. If it's a fishing line or a picket line, when there's something to defend, you take no notice of the notice of a barbed wire fence. This is where their faces really So one day my girl and me, we stumbled onto private land and into a lifelike mannequin with a shotgun in his hand. True story. Well, I jumped out my skin and she just pushed him in, and as we ran for consequence, I kissed her up against the barbed wire fence. Woo-hoo! Oh, 'cause buttercup, we're coming up. Buttercup, we're coming up. Buttercup, we're coming up. Oh, buttercup, we're coming up. We're coming up, buttercup, we're coming up. 'Cause the itching runs from Cheriton into the big blue sea at Southampton waters, England's borders, and where the BNP will have us calling off our neighbours, will have us calling